What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
We come to you live from Great American Ballpark here in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's the rubber match here. Actually, no, it's not. It's the second game in this series. The Brewers won yesterday. I simulated the ball game. Reds and Brewers, you see it. Brewers come in with 116 wins on the season, and as they look to improve upon that, they are just 3 wins shy from tying their season total from a year ago. They won 119 games, in case you can't do math. It's Anthony DeSclafani on the mound for Cincinnati, making his 31st start this year with a 5-11 record and a 3.61 ERA. Not too bad of a season, but just has not gotten the run support. This Reds team is pretty bad. They come in with a 58-96 record today. A 12:35 start here in Cincinnati. Dusty Lutz stands in to lead things off as he looks at a strike 0-1 and we're underway. 0-1 pitch is a slider. It's 0-2 quickly on Lutz. He's put up great numbers all season long. He is one of many Brewers on this club with over 100 runs batted in, as the 0-2 pitch is sent in the air to right. And Jay Bruce is there to make the catch. This guy is no longer a Cincinnati Red in real life. I don't even know where the fuck this bagger's at now. As we take a look at the starting lineup, Lutz just batted. Ragland's next, followed by Juice Bay, Chris Bryant, Stephen Vogt at first, Neil Walker, Darryl Terrell, Jet Bandy, the September call-up, getting a rare start, and Dino Fernandez on the mound, rounding out the order. Look at these numbers. A sure bet to win the Triple Crown. Craig Ragland stands in, hitting .417, 80-plus homers, 170-plus RBIs, and comes in 16 hits shy from tying Ichiro Suzuki's single-season hits record at 262 with 246. He's behind in the count 0-1, and the second pitch is a curveball popped up in the infield. The third baseman Suarez is there to make the catch. He gets his first action in this ball game. Quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the Brewers half of the first, and Ryan Braun stands in, third in the National League in batting average, behind his 2 teammates, Craig Ragland and Chris Bryant. Comes in with 54 long balls, 4 home runs shy of 400 in his career. He's behind 0-1. A lot of potential milestones could be met in the last 10 or so games in the season, as the first pitch in this at-bat misses outside. It's a ball to Braun, 1-1. Ball and a strike on Braun, and he sends one in the air to central, and that is Billy Hamilton, the speedster, there to make the catch to end the inning. Brewers go down in order to the bottom half of the first in Cincinnati. No score. Dino Fernandez will get the start for Milwaukee. It's his 15th this year. Comes in with a 13-1 record, outstanding, and a 3.13 earned run average through 102 thirds innings recorded. 88 strikeouts to complement his stat line as well. As Dwayne 42 Jones will stand in to lead off for Cincinnati. They have the 2 fastest guys in the majors, Dwayne 42 Jones and Billy 42 Hamilton. There's the first pitch from Dino Fernandez's performance, and it's a strike to Jones, who recently came off the disabled list. He actually got hurt against the Brewers about 3 weeks and change ago. He was sliding into second base in a steal attempt and tweaked his shoulder. And he's quickly behind 0-2. He's a switch hitter. Highly touted prospect, kind of having a mediocre season. Follows off that fastball, stays alive. Just been a rough season all around in Cincinnati. I'm sure they can't wait for the offseason. Excuse me for the burp. It's 0-2, still on Jones. Follows another one off down the right field line. Apologize if I have a little change in my voice, or if I'm, excuse me, not as smooth commentating today. Feeling a little bit under the weather. And of course, in real life, it's only Valentine's Day, so there's a lot of shit going around. As Jones strikes out swinging, and the Reds' leadoff hitter has been tucked away. And there's a look at the rest of the Cincinnati lineup. Billy Hamilton, the second fastest guy on the team and potentially in the majors, is due next, followed by longtime Red Joey Votto, Jay Bruce, Ian Desmond, the left fielder, converted infielder, and I didn't see the rest of them. I think it was Suarez, Peraza, Stevenson catching, and Anthony DeSclafani rounding out the lineup. Billy Hamilton enters this game in a little bit of a funk. He's 0 for his last 17, as that season average has dipped to 210 as the first pitch is sent to central. Craig Ragland lets it bounce just in front of his glove for a base hit. I think he definitely could have at least made more of an effort to catch that thing. All he had to do was stick his glove out a little bit. Excuse me again. Wasn't trying to jinx things, but that 0 for 17 streak was snapped on one pitch. And here's Joey Votto. He's about to complete his 12th season in a Reds uniform as Hamilton's off on the first pitch, and the throw down from Jet Bandy is way late. So Billy Hamilton has himself a steal. Like I said, that 1-2 combination at the top of the Cincinnati lineup is absolutely lethal when it comes to speed and base running. Can cover a lot of ground in the outfield as well. At least Billy Hamilton can. Dwayne Jones is the shortstop, the lefty shortstop. That's a rarity. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen that before, as Votto was quickly behind in the count 0-2. Fernandez works from the stretch. Hamilton gets the jump off second. The 0-2 pitch is sent foul again. That was down the left field line. That bat boy, or the ball boy, was standing up. I don't know what. Fucking ball wasn't even close to him, bagger. 0-2 pitch is hit into central. This is shallow. Ragland has to cover some ground. Camps under it. Makes the catch for out number 2. And Hamilton obviously is going to hold after the fly out. He made all that effort to range over and snag that fly ball, but in that previous at bat to Hamilton, he couldn't even stick his fucking glove out. I don't know what's up with that. Triple Crown winner's getting lazy. Or Sherlock to be a Triple Crown winner. Jay Bruce stands in and looks at the strike. Cincinnati right fielder. He's been playing there all season long. Pitch number 13 in the inning is sent foul, 0-2 on Jay Bruce. Bandy calling balls and strikes for the Brewers behind the plate. And that pitch is inside. That was close to catch in the corner. A little high and inside, but did not get the call. Runner in scoring position in Billy Hamilton after he swiped second base. Fouled off again. Jay Bruce staying alive out there. Decent crowd on hand here for such a late season game. I don't even think the Reds fans are here to see their own team, as Jay Bruce swings and misses. Bager strikes out, and that's it for the Reds in the first. So Cincinnati gets a runner in the scoring position, but that's it. To the second we go, we have no score. Chris Bryan stands in now. He's having a legendary season, hitting .390. Comes in with 254 hits. He's just 8 shy of tying Ichiro. And he looks at a strike. As I said, .390, 55 homers, and 155 runs batted in. That's all in second place to Craig Ragland, so definitely some talent on this Brewer team. He looks at a pitch low. This team has made the World Series in the last 2 seasons. They lost last year in 7 games to Detroit, and they swept it in 2016 against Houston. It's 2-1 on Bryant as that pitch misses outside. Brewers' third baseman is solidifying his spot in the Hall of Fame already. It's 2-2, count evens back up. DeSclafani working at a good pace out there. Here's the 2-2 to Chris, and he lines one past Dwayne Jones at short and into left field. He made a sliding attempt to try to backhand that ball before it hit the ground, but there was just too much mustard on it. It was tailing to the left, actually to Jones's right, if you look at it from that perspective. But either way, that was going to be a tough one. That's number 255. He is just closing in on the record, and barring any injury, I think he's definitely going to break it. Potentially in the last series or potentially earlier. See how well he plays. Stephen Vogt, the catcher, or catcher/first baseman, stands in. He's playing at first today. Will McBride getting the day off behind the plate. Jeff Reichardt's getting the day off at first. Inside now on Stephen Vogt. Count is even at 1. He's a guy that doesn't see action every day, but he still has had enough of an offensive showing to put up 27 home runs on the board. This is on the ground. It could be 2. And the throw is offline. Peraza scooped it at second base. That was a scorcher. Nice reach to his left, but had to make an off-balance throw. And it threw Dwayne Jones off his rhythm a little bit. Dwayne Jones could not get the guy out at first in Vogt. So, actually, yeah, I'm right, yeah. Hold on, guys. It's early. It's spring training in my book. It's only February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to all them shitbags out there. Actually, I don't give a fuck about that. Here's Neil Walker looking at a strike. I was about to get off on a tangent. 1 down, runner at second. There it is. Sends it foul. Oh and 2. Quickly on Neil Walker. He's giving Orlando Arcia the day off at second. So, September call-ups time. You're starting to see a lot of different faces getting some action. The playoff team, the Brewers, are resting some of their starters. Don't want to wear them out before the playoffs begin. It's a long season. As Walker lofts one to left. Catch is made. I don't know what that fucking guy's name is either. As we progress in this franchise, the rosters are just going to get more and more screwed up, and it's just going to become harder and harder for me to be able to keep track of everybody, especially the guys in the other team. And I'm just going to give it the WGAF approach. As Darryl Terrell stands in and looks at a ball. Runner is in scoring position. We have no score as we play the top of the second. Here's the 1-0 pitch from DeSclafani. And Terrell gets jammed on that off-speed pitch and lofts one to Billy Hamilton in Central, who makes the catch to retire the side. So the Brewers were threatening for a minute there. Couldn't get anything going, though. Inning and a half complete here from Great American Ballpark. No score. Well, here's the former Washington National Ian Desmond. He's the converted infielder, rather. Fitting more of an outfield role here in Cincinnati since they have Dwayne Jones playing at short. As Desmond sends the first pitch on the ground on a hop to Chris Bryant, who makes a beautiful backhanded pick and throw to retire him. He was struggling, hitting just .220 coming into this game. Been a rough year for him, but I don't think Cincinnati's going to give up on him. They signed him to, I believe, a 3-year deal in the 2017-18 offseason. Just took a look at the defensive lineup for Milwaukee. It's Braun, Raglan, Lutz, left to right. Bryant, Terrell, Walker, and Vogt, third to first, with Jet Bandy catching. Here's Eugenio Suarez. Tiffany Suarez, Swallows, stands in. Quickly behind 0-1. Fernandez from the windup. Here's the pitch. Going out of the strike zone to chase that changeup. He has such a deceptive changeup. And a really good fastball that tails in on righties. Went with the fastball there, just missed. Could not get Suarez to follow it. Well, he'll do it again. Here's the 1-2. Follows that one. A diving attempt by Darryl Terrell at short. But it's all for naught as Suarez gets aboard for the second hit of the game for Cincinnati. Got jammed on that pitch, but it had just enough eye on it to get past the diving Darryl Terrell. So Cincinnati has another base runner. 2 innings so far, or inning plus, as Jose Peraza stands in, the second baseman, and looks at a changeup. 1-0 on the Reds' second baseman, and it's fouled off 1-1. Not a lot of speed out at first for Eugenio Suarez, so Fernandez is not paying much attention to him. Pumps a fastball past Peraza, and it's 1-2. Here's pitch number 25 in the afternoon. Sent foul again. Don't mind me if I unplug the mic for a second. Throughout this broadcast, like I said, still battling a little bit of an illness and might have to cough. I don't want to do it in front of all you lovely Goyim watching this game, as Peraza swings and misses on that fastball. And he is the second casualty in this inning. The number 8 guy in the lineup, the catcher Tyler Stevenson, stands in now with a runner at first, and that would be Eugenio Suarez, who reached on a little seeing eye single, getting a little bit of a lead over there at first, and Fernandez keeps him in check. Tyler Stevenson, another September call-up, not getting a lot of action, but getting the start today, and he works with Anthony DeSclafani. It is 1-0. And 1-0 pitch is hit foul. Almost takes the first base coach's head with it. And it's 1-1. Gotta look out down there. Can't be looking at your phone. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Set foul again late on that fastball, tailing inside. Going into next season, it's going to be interesting to see what the Brewers are going to do with a lot of these youngsters as they filter their way into the rotation. As Stevenson strikes out, we'll talk about that more if I can remember it. The next time the Reds are up, they get nothing. Through 2, no score. Oy vey. Well, Jet Bandy leads off for Milwaukee. He spent a majority of the season down in AAA playing for the Colorado Springs Sky Sox. As he looks at a strike from Anthony DeSclafani to start inning number 3. Colorado Springs made it to the championship game, then lost in 5. It was a pretty competitive series, but the team just ran out of gas. As it's outside on Bandy, 1-1. Their AA affiliate, the Biloxi Shuckers, did win the championship. And it just goes to show you how well stacked this organization really is. It's 2-1 on Jet. There's just so much talent in the minor leagues trickling their way up, and it's becoming a logjam in this organization. As Bandy taps out to Suarez at third, made a strong throw, showing off his arm. Had plenty of time to get the throw down there, but why not throw the bullet? Take a look at the standings in the NL Central. Milwaukee has wrapped this division up long ago. They have 116 wins. They're tying the 0-1 Mariners and it's what, the 1908 Cubs, I believe, or 1907 Cubs. I have to check that. Either way, Dino Fernandez, the number 9 hitter, the pitcher, will stand in as he looks at a ball low. Yeah, this Brewer organization is built for success. David Stearns has done an outstanding job turning this around with 2 consecutive World Series appearances, and it looks like they're on their way to another. 1-1 pitch to Fernandez is sent in the air to center. Hamilton ranging over to his left. A little bit of a jog. He didn't need to run all that fast. Fernandez is retired. 2 up, 2 down. Lineup turns over for Dusty Lutz, who flew out in the first inning, to a similar spot where Dino Fernandez just flew out to. Pitch number 30 from Anthony DeSclafani is low to Lutz. It's a fastball. Hitting .359, 31 homers, 105 ribeyes out of the leadoff spot. That's a strike. He doesn't have blazing speed out there, but he just gets on base. He doesn't have the most power in the world, but it has worked out for this Milwaukee team. And as I jinxed it, he sends one in the air. This one's deep to left center field, and it's a no-doubter. I just said this guy doesn't have a lot of power. Oh, he sure the fuck does. He sends one out, his 32nd of the year, and the Brewers take the lead. It's 1-0. A high towering drive. A fastball hung right over the middle of the plate. It goes 439 feet. The Lodge couldn't script it any better. So you take a look at the replay. The 3,000 Reds fans in attendance were just in awe. This thing hung up there for a while, and it was hit past the bullpens. And almost hit that POW MIA flag. Wow. Here's another guy with some pop. It's Craig Reglin, the number 2 hitter, and he's going to go back-to-back. Sends one deep to right. Get up, get the fuck out of here, and gone. That was 3/4 of the way up. Anthony DeSclafani's confidence has to be in the sewers right now after giving up 2 home runs, 2 pitches, 2 fastballs right over the middle of the plate. Reglin now hits his 84th, and he is now 9 home runs shy of tying Chris Crackhead Carter's mark for the most home runs in the season. He set that mark last year. Of course I did it. It was all part of this legendary franchise. There's your Triple Crown winner right there. 175 runs batted in. Wow, he's approaching Hack Wilson territory. It is 1-0 on Ryan Braun. Looking to make it back-to-back-to-back. You can tell DeSclafani was a little shaken on that one. Here's a ground ball to Dwayne 42 Jones. And that's out number 3. So the Brewers get a little 2-out magic. Back-to-back home runs from the top of the lineup. Lutz and Reglin extend the Milwaukee lead to 2-zip. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. So here's the Cincinnati starter, Anthony DeSclafani, standing in a little shaken up after the events of last inning. Dino Fernandez not fucking around. Wants to beat him while he's down. It's 0-1. He pumps a fastball past him. And the 0-1 pitch is a changeup sent on the ground, the 3rd. Perfectly positioned is Chris Bryant. Makes a nice throw over to Vogt at first for the first out. So now that DeSclafani's confidence has been shaken up, the lineup will turn over. I don't know why they're showing the standings again. It sounds like Cincinnati has a chance. It'll take them to 2021 from the gain all those games back. LOP. Here's Dwayne 42 Jones. Got his name changed in the offseason. I can't... Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Swing and a miss, 0-1. On the 33rd pitch of the game, Illuminati. Into left field over the head of the leaping Braun and off the wall. Dwayne Jones with that 99 speed is going to fly into second base standing with a double. So all of a sudden Cincinnati collects its 3rd hit of the game. Their 3rd hit of the game. And they have a runner in scoring position now with 1 man down, and the other part of this 2-headed monster at the top of the lineup, speed-wise, Billy Hamilton will stand in and follow the first pitch off. That was only the 29th double of the season for Dwayne Jones. Not the best here, hovering around 255. 0-1 pitch is tapped on the ground. This is going to be tough. Fernandez comes off the mound, ranges to his left, makes a beautiful throw to get the speedster Hamilton. Meanwhile, Jones moves up 90 feet to third base to really put him in decent scoring position. But there's 2 men down and Joey Votto standing in, so this is an opportunity that Cincinnati doesn't want to squander. Might try a suicide squeeze. That'd be pretty crazy to do. Swing and a miss, 0-1 on Joey Votto, the 34-year-old. About to turn 35 here at the end of 2018. 0-1 pitch, it's a check swing and a strike, 0-2. Fernandez working quickly. He is so confident and so poised for a rookie. Might be the best pitcher on the staff in a few years as he strikes out Votto way late on that fastball, and the inning is over. So Cincinnati does get a runner to third, but that's it. To the fourth, 2-0 Crew. Well, Mr. Chris Bryant is 1 for 1. Singled in his last plate appearance. All against Anthony DeSclafani. He was pitching well up until there were 2 outs last inning, and in case you weren't watching, Lutz hit a home run, and Regland hit a home run. There were 2 pitches, 2 homers, 2 fastballs over the middle. Here's the 0-1 pitch to the Brewers' third baseman, Chris Bryant, and as he shoots one fair down the left field line. No, just foul. That was about a centimeter or 2 left of the chalk line. That was close. It doesn't matter. This is sent in the air, deep to left. This might be an upper deck shot, folks. It is long gone. The home run binge continues for this Brewer offense. The smallest stadium in the majors is not enough to contain this offense. It really isn't. 3 runs on the board, all coming via solo shot, as Chris Bryant adds his 56th home run of the season on the board. And more importantly, that is his 256th hit this season. Brings him within 6 of tying the great Ichiro's single season hit total. I'm going to be saying that a lot as we approach that milestone. You're going to have to stay tuned, folks, to all these different broadcasts. Stephen Vogt stands in and looks at a pitch outside. It is 1-0 on the Brewers' first baseman / backstop. As this one is lifted in the air to center field. Hamilton ranging back has plenty of time to make the catch. So the first out of the inning is recorded, and it is in the glove of Billy Hamilton. Neil Walker stands in, looks at a strike. He's a solid utility player as well. Former Pittsburgh Pirate, former New York Met. And he sends one to second, but Peraza makes a beautiful diving catch to rob Walker of a hit. That was an absolute scorcher off the bat, a frozen rope tailing to the left of Peraza, but he made a beautiful adjustment, took a couple steps to his left, and made a full-out extension dive to rob him. Tip your cap, that's all you can do. Here's Darryl Terrell standing in now, the Brewers' second baseman. Starts the at-bat by looking at a pitch low. He kind of gets lost in the shuffle. Maybe not as impressive numbers to Brewers standards. Oh, never mind. When you start talking down on your own team, they just perform better. It's another bomb for this Brewer offense, the 4th of the game, and the 4th in the last inning. Darryl Terrell just hit his 18th home run of the season, and it is another no-doubter. They hit no cheapies. That one measures in at 399 feet, but I got a feeling that that might be off a little bit. I think that was right around 420. Oh, mercy. Look at that extension. Look at the hip rotation there as Darryl Terrell set one into the upper deck. That was a souvenir, folks. Can Jet Bandy follow? Well, I don't know. He's a backup catcher hitting only 130. Nope, he sends one in the air to right center, and Billy Hamilton is going to track that one down. Not many fall in front of him. Inning is over, but not before the Brewers add 2 more runs on the board thanks to 2 more solo shots. 3.5 complete here from Cincinnati. It is Favre, nothing Crew. Here is Jay Bruce standing in now and looking at a strike. Reds offense wanting to get something going here before this game gets out of reach, but when it's against Dino Fernandez, that's not an easy task, as that changeup baffles Bruce. Bandy calling for a pitch high and inside, wants to change the eye level of the hitter, and Bruce makes that adjustment and tips that one foul. That was the 42nd pitch of the game, by the way, and it's an inside joke. You'll understand why if you're watching, which I know you're not. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a curveball low. And outside to Jay Bruce. Veteran outfielder. Came up about 8-9 years ago. Highly touted. Sends it on the ground to vote. Takes it himself. That would be a 3 unassisted if you're keeping track of this game in the scorebook, which who the fuck does that for a video game? You'll have that. Unassisted if you're keeping... Alright, Ian Desmond stands in now, hitting just .220. He was a former Washington National. And it was a big signing for Cincinnati in the offseason. Sent foul, 0-1. They paid him a lot of money to come here and produce in the outfield. He had no chance of starting at short, which is his original position. Swings and miss 0-2. And he really hasn't lived up to that big contract so far, but we'll see how things progress into year 2 of it. As Desmond swings and misses, he is the second out of the inning. So he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout so far. He was just late on that fastball. Nothing else to be said about that one. Just got blown past him. And Eugenio Suarez stands in. Got a base hit in his last at-bat. Was just a little dribbler through the hole. But all counts the same in the scorebook. It's 1-0 on the Reds' third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Sends it foul. A lot of retooling is going to need to be done for pretty much all the NL Central teams except for Milwaukee and Chicago. It's a strike. They've been 1-2 in the division for the last 3 seasons now. 16, 17, and 18. As Fernandez strikes out Suarez as well. Another fastball blown past the Reds hitter. They're easily retired in the 4th. Still 4-0 Crew. Dino Fernandez leads off the top of the 5th for Milwaukee. This Brewers offense has been outstanding so far when it comes to the long ball today. All 4 of their runs have been solo shots. They haven't really been able to drop the ball in the field. Just 1 base hit outside of the 4 homers. It's 1-0 on Fernandez. Now he looks at a strike. Not really a threat at the plate. He's hitting .219. But there are Brewer pitchers that can actually hit. Like Anderson Espinosa, he's one of them. This is hit in the air to central. That's Billy Hamilton. And speaking of Anderson Espinosa, he is one of the highly touted draft picks coming out of that 2016 draft. He got some starts earlier this season, got sent back down to Colorado Springs, much to his disbelief and frustration, but he is back in this club, and the Brewers are going to have a logjam next year when it comes to starting rotation. 1-0 on Lutz as the lineup turns over. There's been grumblings about the Brewers trading either Strasburg or Nelson, or possibly both, to make room for these prospects that have been working their way through the system. It's 1-1 on Lutz. Either way, the Brewers just keep hitting on the draft picks. They find steals in free agency as well. They've built up the consistency to where I don't think this organization is going anywhere anytime soon. They're just going to keep having success as long as I'm controlling the team. It's 2-2 on Lutz. Count back to even. Here's the pitch now from DeSclafani as he sends one in the air, shallow to center. Hamilton with the speed, camps under it. Plenty of time, 2 down. For any other outfielder, that would be pretty difficult to track down. He had to come in, I would say, about 120 feet to snag that shallow fly ball, but that's Billy Hamilton out there. There's Craig Ragland, hit a home run in his last at-bat. It was an absolute bomb to right field as he looks displeased at that strike call. I don't blame him, that was a bit inside. 2 down here, we play the 5th. Top of the 5th, it's 1-1 on Ragland. DeSclafani seems to have settled down a bit after giving up 4 solo shots. No action in the Reds bullpen. As Ragland sends on the right, but it's a frozen rope to Bruce. That one just did not have enough tail for it to sink. That would have been a scorcher almost to the warning track. This just goes to show the power that this guy has. Either way, the Brewers go down 1-2-3. Still 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Jose Peraza stands in for the second time. He struck out back in the second inning, leading things off for Cincinnati here in the fifth. It's been a quick pace to this game so far, and the first pitch of the at-bat and the inning is sent to Lutz, and Wright barely has to move. Just a couple steps over to his left to make that catch. That's the thing about Fernandez. He has a pretty generic windup. He doesn't have, you know, a ton of things going on with his mechanics, but he just has a very smooth delivery, and he has pinpoint accuracy because of it. As Tyler Stevenson looks at a strike, and he has good velocity on his fastball. He has enough break on his changeup. He can change speeds efficiently. Knows how to locate the pitches. It's 0-2 on Tyler Stevenson, the catcher. Number 8 hitter in the lineup. Looks at a fastball just inside, 1-2. That was at 94. You're not going to see Fernandez throw too much harder than that. He might get it up to 96, 97 once in a while. As Stevenson strikes out, it's another casualty for Cincinnati. Now 2 up, 2 down. Number 9 spot. It's going to be Anthony DeSclafani batting again. There's no action in that Reds bullpen. Or actually, there is action in the Reds bullpen. Curtis comes off the bench. The pinch hit. That was a last-second decision by whoever the fuck the Reds manager is. You heard the PA guy announce DeSclafani, but then they pulled him back, and they're going with a different pitcher in the 6th. Here's the 0-1. That's a strike right down the middle. Just challenging this September call-up. Curtis. I don't know who the fuck it is. Maybe it's Jamie Lee Curtis. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside. Well, if that was, it'd be scary. It'd be an ethnicity change, and a transvestigation would have to follow. Here's the 1-2. Sent foul. Actually, not really, because it's a man anyways. She is, at least, or it. It's 1-2. We'll do it again. Fernandez working quickly. The sign from Bandy. Here's the pitch. Since hit in the air to right. Just another late swing at that fastball. Lutz is there to record the out. Reds go down again in order. Through 5. It's Favre, nothing. Brew. So it's going to be Braun, Bryant, and Vogt. The battery against Barrett Casillas, the Cincinnati reliever, in his 49th appearance. He's been on the club the whole season. A 4.48 ERA is not spectacular, but he's done a good job eating innings out of the pen. He's got a lot of work. He's got that big, old-school windup where he throws the arms over his head, follows through with the high leg kick, and just throws his whole body into the pitch. He may as well just throw himself at the plate. Fuck it. Braun sends one on the ground to Jones at short. He shows off his cannon out there. Gets Braun by a step and a half, I would say. Yeah, maybe about 2 steps. Dwayne Jones has an absolute rocket at short. He could play in the outfield if Cincinnati wanted him to, but instead they have Ian Desmond designated for the outfield position. Chris Bryant stands in and looks at a strike. He's 2 for 2 with a single, and he hit a home run back in inning number 4, which was a no-doubter. 1 of 4 home runs hit in this game as he sends another pitch foul. It is 0-2 as we play the top of the 6th here on a nice September afternoon in Cincinnati. 0-2 pitch, and he sends another one in the air. This one is deep, and another no-doubter for Chris Bryant. Has that thing landed yet? Holy cow. Well, he's now 3 for 3 with a single and 2 home runs. More importantly, that's number 257 on the year, now within 5 of tying Ichiro. That one measures in at 434 feet. An absolute bomb again. They are just tearing this Reds pitching staff apart. You cannot locate that fastball over the middle of the plate. I don't care if it's 89 miles an hour or 129 miles an hour. He's going to catch up to it, and he's going to take it out. Here's Stephen Vogt looking to get in on the action. He's 0 for 2. And he sends one in the air. This one is deep. It's going to be over the head of Desmond and bounce off the top of the wall. He's around first. The throw in the second is close, but Vogt is just in there sliding. He just gets in ahead of the tag. But he took that first pitch fastball that was high and outside to the opposite field. A little late swinging there. He almost took it out. Another 3 or 4 feet. That would have been over the wall. Here's Neil Walker standing in now. Casillas works from the stretch. It's a completely different ILA kick, but he doesn't contort his body around as much as when he's going through the full windup. As Walker, Vogt is not going to test the arm of Jay Bruce, as it appears that a dog has broken into the broadcast booth. We'll get him out. Get out of here. Take a look at that replay. That was just a nice solid swing from Neil Walker, just going with the pitch. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And Darryl Terrell, who has gotten in on the home run action today, will stand in with another good RBI opportunity. All 5 of their runs today via the homer. And Terrell sends one in the air. This one's deep. This is going to get over the head and split the gap of the left and center fielder. Hamilton picks it up off the wall. He has trouble with it. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, and Terrell is thrown out at third. Vogt scored, Walker scored, but he was mate at third base. Either way, he gets the job done. Billy Hamilton had some trouble playing that ball off the wall. Regardless, Milwaukee extends their lead at 7-0 here in the 6th. Brewer catcher Jet Bandy stands in now and looks at a pitch low. Casillas doesn't look particularly happy out there at his performance so far. Ball and no strikes. And Bandy lines one to Jose Peraza at second base. He spears it, makes the catch, and retires to the side, but the Brewers add 3 more runs. Bryant adds another, and Darryl Terrell has himself a 2 RBI double. To the bottom of the 6th we go with his 7-0 crew. Lineup turns over for the 3rd time, and Dwayne Jones stands in again. It's 1 for 3 today. Pitches a strike. Oh, well, we're at the point of the season now where even if these starters could throw a complete game, they might just pull them a couple innings early just to get some of them September call-ups some work, as Dwayne Jones delivers another base hit. Did not get to see that stat graphic that was about to pop up on the screen, but WGAF. Here's Billy Hamilton. First pitch is a little half swing and sent foul to the left side. Bryant gave a little feeble effort to try to catch it, but it's alright. It didn't work. Jones might be off the pitch. Fernandez expected the same, and he stepped off to look the runner back. He's taking his time out there, but he's poised. He's a goy. 0-1 pitch is high. It's 1-1. When Dwayne Jones is on base, generally you see pitchers attack the upper part of the strike zone. They do not want him to steal. Here's a 1-1 pitch. This one's outside. It's sent in the air to center field, and it's going to get over the head of Ragland's center field and off the wall. He plays it off the bounce. Jones is around third. He's going to score easily, and it's a double for Billy Hamilton. An RBI double, and Cincinnati is on the board. I think Fernandez is worrying about the runner a little too much, as he left that fastball with a little be desired, as Billy Hamilton sent it over the head of the center fielder. That's his 20th double this season. Here's the number 3 hitter, Joey Votto, standing in as he looks at a strike. 20 doubles for Hamilton, 29 for Jones. 0-1 on Votto as he swings and misses. Quickly 0-2. No action in that Brewer bullpen yet. It's just a 7-1 game. There's the 0-2 pitch, as Votto rather, got a hold of that one and sent it foul. Had the home run distance, though. Here's the sign and the 0-2. There's a swing and a miss. Down goes Votto. First casualty here in the 6th. That's a big out to record. You do not want Cincinnati to keep this offensive train going, I guess you want to call it, if you want to call it that. Kind of sarcastic. They just have one run on the board. Here's Jay Bruce. Looking at the strike. Not happy with the call from the ump. Don't want to bitch about balls and strikes too much, though. You'll find yourself on the pine. It's 0-2 now. Still not too happy about that last call. That call didn't help him either. That was borderline. Borderline. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's sent foul. Billy Hamilton, the runner, out at second in scoring position. Fernandez on 0-2 speeds his delivery up, and that one's outside. Maybe he was expecting Hamilton to break to third. Just one man down. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Bruce chases out of the zone and strikes out. Another K on the line score for Dino Fernandez can be added, as Ian Desmond will stand in now with 2 down. Runner still in scoring position for Cincinnati. This could potentially be the last inning for Fernandez. We'll see if the Brewers get some relievers up in between innings. It's 0-1 as he pumps a fastball past Ian Desmond. He's got an 0 for today. He struck out in his last at-bat. And he's quickly behind in this at-bat as he's way ahead of the changeup. Average is down to 219 now. It's been a rough season for an everyday starter. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's inside. And 95 was tailing towards his elbow a little bit. I think Desmond was about ready to back up off the plate. Here's the 1-2 to him. Well, he looked at a good one. That was right down the middle, and he just could not get the bat off his shoulders. So Desmond strikes out, but Cincinnati tallies a run. To the 7th we go. It is 7-1 Reds. Take a look at the line score. Brewers have 7 runs on 9 hits, and 5 of those 7 runs are via homers. Cincinnati got their lone run last inning off of Dino Fernandez, and he is set to lead off, but the Brewers are going to go in a different direction, so he is done. Anderson Espinoza, the highly touted prospect and sure starter next year, is throwing down there, along with Brian Mitchell. He's a journeyman. Just looking to get some playing time here in September before the playoffs start and the rosters shrink. As Kirk Neuenhuis is going to pinch hit for the Crew. Barrett Casillas is out again for Cincinnati. Gave up some runs last inning. Robert Goulet stands in. Kirk Neuenhuis looks at a strike. Just farted. He'll have that. And Kirk Neuenhuis has been on this Milwaukee bench pretty much all season. Doesn't get a ton of playing time. He's hitting just .217. 1 homer, 5 runs batted in. It's 1-1 on him. There's just a log jam, and eventually these guys are going to be finding themselves on other teams. So whoever makes the strongest case, and Neuenhuis did just that by lining a leadoff single into right field. Lineup changes again. Dusty Lutz stands in for the 4th time. And the lines one deep down the right field line and foul. It was off the higher part of the wall there in foul territory. Not into the stands. Casillas from the stretch. The pitch is low. That's a slider. As we enter the late stages of this game, you might see some substitutions defensively, some pinch hit appearances from the normal starters. It's 2-1 on Lutz as that pitch missed low. It wasn't even close to the strike zone. This one is. It's sent in the air to right center field. Hamilton's going to track it down. And no, it bounces over his head and into the stands for a ground rule double. It looks like he lost that in the sun. He had a lot of ground to cover. He ranged over to his left and back towards the warning track. stuck his glove out, but it went right over it and over the wall, and now the Brewers have 2 runners in scoring position with no one out. That's going to be an E8 on Billy Hamilton with Regland standing in. First pitch was a give me slider. Man, he's lucky he didn't swing at that. It's 0-1 on your sure lock to be a Triple Crown candidate. 0-1 pitch is lined into right field, and that's going to drop. Bruce dove for it, could not get it. Runner is going to score. Milwaukee tacks another run on. So Kirk Neuenhuis scores on that Craig Regland RBI single. That's not going to be an error. It did hit the ground. It was a nice effort from Bruce, but if that would have went past them altogether into the wall, Regland would have been running for a while. It's a 44th double this season for him. He collects his 176th RBI only. As Ryan Braun stands in, he's looking for his first hit. It is 1-0 on him. Just an outstanding season for Regland so far. Challenging records. Left and right as Braun stands in and looks at the strike count is even. Hear the chants in the background calling him overrated, which might be true in real life, but in this game he has lived up to all the expectations. He's 0 for 3 in the game, but that's alright. Oh, you can overrate that, motherfucker. Ryan Braun is just setting one out. An opposite field home run. That one almost tailed foul. That was down the right field line. A very late swing, but he just fisticuffed it down the line. It's a 3-run shot for Braun, his 55th this year. Just 344 feet, didn't clear the wall by much. But the Brewers add 3 more runs to the board. And the onslaught is on, folks. Well, you got Craig Regland, who's going to challenge Hack Wilson's RBI record, set back in 1931. Ryan Braun won't, but he adds his 55th home run of the season in his stat column as Bryant stands in again. He's 3 for 3. Look at his stat line, 2 home runs and a single. This one's lifted in the air deep to right. Bruce going back to the warning track to reel it in. O'Brien just missed his 3rd home run of the ball game. It is 11-1 Milwaukee in the 7th. Steven Vogt stands in. Barrett Casillas is in to just eat innings up now. Stats aren't particularly good as they've inflated over 5 now after this appearance as Vogt sends it foul. It is 0-2 on the Brewer first baseman, giving Jeff Reikarts the day off. 343 average for him. 27 long ball, 68 runs batted in as he swings way under that. Looked like it'd be a slider. Pops it up into third base territory. That's Eugenio Suarez to make the catch. He was playing right there. Could have been the shortstop's ball, but third baseman Suarez had to make a couple steps to his left. It was an easier adjustment. Here's Neil Walker. 1 for 3 today. Getting the start over Orlando Arcia. It is 0-1 on Neil. Casillas pumped the fastball past him. Another big inning for the Brewers offense. A 3-run shot from Ryan Braun. Caps off a 4-run inning so far. It's 11-1 Brewers as Walker sends one in the air to center. Hamilton has no trouble with this one. Makes the catch to end it. Like I said, the Brewers had 4 more runs. We stretch it out. Take a shit, fart, whatever you got to do. 11-1 Brewers. It's a close one. Well, Brian Mitchell is going to come in for the first time this season from Milwaukee. As you take a look at his stats from last season, playing in New York for the Yankees. Appeared in 8 games, 8 starts. When you sign with the Brewers, don't expect to play much if you don't have a lot to bring to the table. He's just trying to eat innings up. He did have a decent season down for Colorado Springs, but not enough to warrant a call-up before September. It's 0-2 on Eugenio Suarez, keep mispronouncing his name. 0-2, set foul. Just a real quick at-bat so far. Could barely keep up. Slow down there, Cha-Cha. Here's the 0-2. Again, it's tapped on the ground to Mitchell. Comes in a couple steps and fields it perfectly. Nice throw over to Vogt for out number 1. You can see the shadows starting to creep behind home plate here in Cincinnati as we progress through the afternoon. It is now about 2:40 in the afternoon. Jose Peraza standing in and sends the first pitch into left field for a base hit. Chris Bryant was playing the bunt there. He was playing in on the edge of the grass, and Peraza hit it right past him. If he was playing back a couple steps in his normal position, probably would have been an easy grounder. But the number 8 hitter, Tyler Stevenson, stands in now against Brian Mitchell. It's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. Expecting to see Espinoza in the game next inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's low. Wearing number 55. Other beast for 55. That would be Tomo Oka. Pitches inside on Stevenson. I believe Brooks Kieschnick wore number 55 way back in 2003, 2004. It's 2-1 on Stevenson. Here's the pitch. Curveball for a strike. Something that Fernandez does not have. I mean, he has one, but he doesn't use it much. Doesn't use that curveball. It's pretty much the first one we've seen today. Here's a 2-2 pitch. It's hit in the air. This isn't going to go anywhere. No infield fly rule in effect. Neil Walker, the second baseman, makes the catch. It was going to be a logjam in the infield, but Walker called off Vogt and Terrell. And we have another pinch hitter coming in now. The late stages of the game here in September, so expect it. Jesse Winker, number 33, is going to grab the bat and pinch hit with a runner at first with 2 men out in the Reds half of the 7th. There's the first pitch from Brian Mitchell. It's a strike. Now, Winker was another prospect, but when they signed Ian Desmond, that pretty much forced him out of the starter spot. Got some playing time last year. Got called up mid-season. It's 0-2. Sends it foul. Now he's just back in the shuffle with all the other September bags. 0-2 pitch, and Mitchell blows it past him. Strikes him out to end the inning. He can go back to the dugout and kiss my ass. To the 8th inning we go. Reds get jack shit. It's 11-1. Crew. Oh, look at this beast. It's Jumbo Diaz coming in now. It's his 72nd appearance for this hunk of lard. He's 1-7 on the year. He's another innings eater, and, well, he likes to eat in general. Probably consumes about 12 to 15,000 calories a day. Here's Darryl Terrell standing in, 2 for 3 with a homer. It's a strike. Doesn't hit too many for Brewers standards. For league standards, 18 for a shortstop is pretty sufficient. And this pitch is sent in the air to shallow right. That's the second baseman, Peraza, to make the catch. So Terrell is out number 1. Chet Bandy was going to bat, but now the Brewers are going in a different direction. Will number 42 Bride is coming off the bench to pinch hit. He's a normal, everyday catcher. Looks like he's going to finish out the ball game. Here's the first pitch from Jumbo Fat Fuck Diaz. It's a strike. Look at the numbers for McBride. 346. 46 homers and 128 runs batted, and it's outstanding. Here's the 0-1. And McBride gets under that fastball to central. That is Hamilton to make the catch. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th inning. And grabbing a bat for Brian Mitchell in the pitcher spot is another beast, Eric Young Jr., son of Eric Young Sr. Wow, isn't that fantastic? Played with the Brewers back In their best season in franchise history, these 2 World Series appearances in the last 2 years don't mean shit. That 0-2 team went 56 and 106. Thanks to this man's father, Eric Young Jr. hit his 1-0 on him. That first pitch missed high. He's obviously a threat to steal anytime he gets on base. Probably the fastest guy in the team. As Young sends one in the air to center, and it's tailing. That tailed away from Hamilton's glove, but he made the adjustment. That's it for the inning. 8 complete. It'll be Jones, Hamilton, and Votto in the bottom half from Cincinnati. Well, here's Will McBride. He's going to stay in the ball game. And Anderson Espinoza is going to get some work. The pitcher spot just cleared in the lineup, so if the Brewers want, they can bring him out in the 9th unless they want him to hit, and they don't give a shit. It's if the Brewers get to that spot in the lineup. As you can see, it's his 15th appearance this year, so he has gotten some work in. Not consistently, though, with the logjam in the rotation of Strasburg, Nelson. You already have Dino Fernandez and Fernando Luis. And who's the other guy? Carlos Martinez, the other guy. It's just a logjam, and he'll work his way in eventually. First pitch to Dwayne Jones is fouled off. It's 0-1 on him. That pitch is high. He's got the most velocity out of any of the prospects, though. That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. It's hard to catch up to it when it's high in the zone like that. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's hit on the ground, fair down the line and past third and into left. Braun picks it up, and Dwayne Jones has another double. That was a really, really late swing on that fastball, but he timed it perfectly, and that ball was on a rope on the ground and skipped right over the third base bag. Bryant had no chance at it. That was low in the zone, too. He chased it, but regardless, he's on with a double. Here's Billy Hamilton standing in and looking at his strike. It is 0-1 on the Cincinnati center fielder. He's seen a lot of action today. 0-1 pitch as Anderson Espinoza works from the stretch, and it is 0-2. 0-2 now on Billy Hamilton. He's been on this ball club for the last 6 years, I'd say, 6-7 seasons. That one tails inside and low, 1-2. Jones is just itching to steal. You can just see it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Hamilton sends one into left for a base hit. Jones around third. Braun with the throw to the plate. No chance. Run comes across to score. Billy Hamilton has himself an RBI single. And Cincinnati has shrunken the deficit a little bit. It is 11-2 now as we play the 8th. So here's the power spot in the lineup. Joey Votto standing again with Hamilton at first. He might be off here. Why not? It's late in the game and you're really not in it at all. Down 9 runs. May as well either try to pad the stats or at least get in the scoring position as they pitched out there, and McBride made a snap throw down the second anticipating a steal. He might have seen him twitch or something, but nothing was going on there. Vogt not playing the runner on at first as Votto sends one into right. That's a base hit. Hamilton up to second, and the Reds have 3 consecutive singles to start this inning. So Anderson Espinoza having a little bit of a rough time out there. He's not used to pitching out of the bullpen. He's a starter, and he makes it clear that he wants to start. He does not want to relieve on this team at all. There's action in the bullpen again as Neil Ramirez and Michael Blazek get up to stretch and throw. Here's Jay Bruce standing in again. He's got an RBI opportunity waiting 90 feet away. And Billy Hamilton. Doesn't take much to score him, just a little blooper would do it. It's 0-1. Here's the pitch. That pitch is inside. Back to even. Ball and a strike. On the Reds, power hitting right fielder Jay Bruce. 1-1 pitch is high and inside. That one was at 99 miles an hour. He can hit 100 from time to time. He's got that Billy Wagner, Nolan Ryan-esque velocity. A lot of baggers can throw 100 nowadays. It's 2-2. That was a swing and a miss. Hamilton is dancing around at second base. Here's a 2-2 from the stretch, and it's a strike called on the inside corner, and Jay Bruce has not been happy with the umpiring all day long, shaking his head, not really arguing, but showing his displeasure enough to get the point across. He's not getting the Marty's pizza, but he is grabbing some pine. Here's an opportunity for Ian Desmond to get a little confidence out there. It's been shaking all season long. I don't know what his fucking problem is. It's not my worry, though. He's not on my team. He sends a first pitch foul. Base hit would most likely drive a run in with Billy Hamilton's speed out at second. Espinoza from the stretch, and that pitch is sent foul down the line, 0-2. Reds fans are looking for something to cheer about this year. Maybe they're going to bring Pete Rose out of retirement. Maybe he can gamble on baseball again. Well, there goes the confidence booster as Ian Desmond strikes out for the third time in this game. What a beast. That average is really taking a big shit. I think he's down at 218 now. It's Frank Stankowicz's bank account after taxes, or after tax time. Here is Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman, standing in again. Shadows have really creeped over really a majority of the infield now. It's getting late in the season. Sun isn't staying up quite as high as even a couple weeks ago. Suarez fouls off that off-speed pitch. Is 0-2 quickly. Hamilton at first, or Votto at first, and Hamilton at second. They've been there for a while. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Look out, that's high and inside. Backs Suarez off the plate. Didn't really have any intent of doing it. I think that pitch just got away from him a little bit. We'll do it again. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And, well, maybe he did get in his head. He swings and misses at that curveball, and that's it. So the Reds do get a run across thanks to the double from Billy Hamilton, but that's it. It's 11-2 as we completed 8 here at Great American Ballpark. Here's Dusty Lutz leading things off in the top of the 9th for Milwaukee. Looks like a lot of baggers have left this game. Not like there were that many baggers here to begin with in Cincinnati. Jumbo Diaz is out for another inning. He's got some big hips on him. Wow, what a big boy. Big hippie girl, man. Big hippie girl. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Lutz sends one to short, off-balance pick and throw from Dwayne 42 Jones. He's living up to that 42 name as he robs him of a base hit. Oh, beautiful play. Craig Raglan, however you pronounce his last name. Hold on, I got a fart. Alright, we're good. Craig Raglan was going to bat, but he's getting pinch hit for. Leaves this game 2 for 4. Hit a home run, did his duty. Now it's time for Abraham Salinas. He's gotten playing time this year. He's gotten about 40 at-bats in. He's definitely not a power hitter, but he also has a ton of speed. He's in that Eric Young Jr. category. First pitch from Diaz is inside. He's just so young. He was a diamond in the rough. The Brewers actually signed him out of free agency last offseason. No one picked up on him. Pitches swung on and missed. It is 1-1. He's getting some work here as we enter the final stages of the regular season. 9 games left after today. 1-1 pitch is hit in the air to left. There's Ian Desmond battling the sun a little bit to make the catch for out number 2. Here's Ryan Braun now standing in. He's actually not going to stand in. Nick Franklin's going to grab a bat and pinch hit. He's a switch hitter. He's spent the entire season down in AAA. He's got 1 at-bat so far here in the September call-ups. He looks at a pitch that is low, 1-0. He's trying to get a lot of these call-ups as much playing time as possible. 1-0 pitch is lined over the second baseman Peraza's head for a single. Actually, this is going to be a double. As Nick Franklin splits the gap, it was an errant throw to the cutoff man, but that ball did get in there. No error on the play. Nick Franklin records his first hit of the season. He swung a little early at that pitch that was low in the zone. Kind of got that Rod Carew-esque swing there. Either way, he delivers. There's Chris Bryant, Mr. 257, standing in. When I reference 257, that's how many hits he has on the year. In case you haven't been following along. Has a chance at 258. And he sends one deep down the line and left. It's got the distance, and it is just foul. That would have been a no-doubter had it stayed fair. Diaz from the stretch. 0-1 pitch is lined into center field for a base hit. This is going to be another RBI single for Chris Bryant. His fourth hit of the day, his 258th on the season, and he is just potentially one game away from tying Ichiro's mark. That average is over 390 now again. He's going to do it. He is going to break that record. It stood for 14 years, but I think he's got it. 12-2 Brewers after that single. RBI single from Chris Bryant as Stephen Vogt stands in. He's 1 for 4. He doubled back in inning number 6. All of these players are just getting a piece of the action, and they're playing well. If you're on this Milwaukee club, odds are you are playing really well. 1-0 pitch is lined into right, and that's another base hit. Stephen Vogt collects his second hit of the day. He's now 2 for 5. Chris Bryant moves up in the scoring position at second. And Neil Walker stands in again. He's 1 for 4. That is the 15th hit of this game from the Brew Crew. As Walker looks at a strike. That's a fastball right over the middle. He was just taking a pitch there. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Walker sends it foul. Looked like a fastball out of the hand of Jumbo Diaz, but that thing had some good tail on it at the end. Good off-speed pitch. Here's the 0-2. It's a slider that backs Walker off the plate. 1-2. It's good to be bringing some baseball back for you guys. Another legendary commentary. 1-2 pitches sent foul. Again, not feeling the greatest today, but trying to bring a good broadcast to you guys like usual, even though there's no one fucking watching. Walker strikes out on a fastball on the inside part of the plate, and Diaz gets out of it without any further damage. Brewers scratch another run across the board, thanks to Chris Bryant. We head to the bottom of the ninth. It is 12-2 Reds. A defensive change in this game. Abraham Salinas is going to stay in right field. Nick Franklin is going to come in left and play an inning. Jose Peraza is going to lead things off in the ninth inning for the Reds, and Michael Blazek is going to come in and close things out for the Crew. It's his 39th appearance, 3-0 record, ERA a cunt hair shy of 2. Through 45 in the third innings, he's recorded 40 strikeouts, so he has really been their best reliever outside of Jake McGee, the closer. Peraza stands in, and on the first pitch, he sends it on the ground. The second, that's Neil Walker, who makes the play. That's a pretty tough ball to field when you have the shadows creeping over the entire infield like that. That's tough for Stephen Vogt, too, because there's a little splotch of sun in between the light posts that reflect on the infield. Tyler Stevenson stands in now. He hasn't had much of a ball game. Swings and misses at the first pitch. And it is 0-1 on the Reds catcher. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's a curveball that breaks a little too far inside. Just missed the location there. Decent amount of baggers still in attendance, I guess, for a Reds game. 1-1 pitch is foul. 1-2 now. Reds have 2 outs to play with. Blazek just going to rear back and throw one past him. Here's a 1-2 pitch. He does exactly that. Couldn't script it any better. Stevenson strikes out, and now the Reds are down to their final out as Casey Soltis will grab a bat and pinch hit. He's another September call-up. Don't know who the fuck this guy is, but doesn't matter. He's going to be a moot point here pretty quickly. First pitch is a strike from Blazek. Sitting 272. No homers, 6 runs batted in, so not terrible off the bench. And we got a lot of playing time down in Louisville. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's fouled off, and now the Reds are down to their final strike. Can't hear anybody in the crowd. Makes things a little bit awkward. Just 7 pitches so far in this inning for Blazek. Here's the 0-2, and it's just outside. Keeps this game alive a little bit longer as you get a panoramic shot of the ballpark and the surrounding areas behind it. See the river back there, the river front. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Soltis as he sends one fair down the line and left. Takes it the opposite way. Braun fields it off the wall near the 328 marker, and Casey Soltis delivers. He must have heard my negative commentary towards him, but WGAF, it's still a 10-run game. Get your jollies out here while you're on the Major League Club. That was fair. It was right on the chalk. As Dwayne Jones will stand in for, I believe, the 4th time. Might be the 5th time. I'll have to check the box score. Here's the first pitch. It's a strike. That base hit did not rile the crowd up. It's still a 10-run game. Here's the 0-1. And Jones looks at the curveball just outside. Probably wants to finish the season on a hot note. He's still got the high expectations heading into next year, which will be his 4th season of play at the big league level. Reds are down to their final strike again. Blazek from the stretch. Here's the 1-2. And he sends a foul left field side again. Staying alive out there. Not making things particularly easy for Blazek in the 9th. They're working him a little bit. Here's the sign from McBride. And the 1-2 pitch. But Soltis out at second. It's a pop-up behind home plate. There's Will McBride under it. Squeezes the glove, and this game is over. Mercifully, if you're a Reds fan. So the Brewers come out, and they win today 12-2. They've taken the first 2 games in the series thus far. The series finale will be tomorrow. That'll be the last time these 2 teams play each other in 2018. Well, as per usual, a lot of offense for this Milwaukee ball club. Multiple home runs hit early on in this game. We'll be back with the totals and summaries after this on the Brewers Radio Network. Well, for the victorious Brewers, 12 runs on 15 hits, and they played clean defensive ball. For Cincinnati, 2 runs, 10 hits, and they had 1 error. That was on Billy Hamilton. Dino Fernandez gets the win. He improves to an impressive 14-1. Pitched 6 innings and recorded 11 strikeouts with no walks. Anthony DeSclafani records his 12th loss on the season. He drops to 5-12. Chris Bryant named the player of the game. He goes 4 for 5, hits 2 home runs, and drives in 3. And more importantly, he is just 4 hits away from tying Ichiro's mark of 262 set back in 2004. The list goes on and on as far as home runs hit in this game. Darryl Terrell hit 1. Craig Ragland hit 1 before getting pulled. Ryan Braun hit a 3-run shot. And, let's see, is there anybody else that hit 1? Dusty Lutz hit 1. That's about it, guys. Until next time, possibly the next game in this series, I don't know. I might bring it to you, I might not. But until next time, we'll see you next time, LOP. Good night, and get bent. What the fuck is that? Alright, I'm going to give you a quick update here. Before I end this broadcast, since Jew is pitching, I will broadcast it and I will give you a legendary commentary. Alright, now get bent. See ya.